Integrity.
Ruben Morillo.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm great.
That's what's up, man. Blessed to have you here, man. Good to have you here, bro.
Thank you for you having me.
Come on, man, for sure. Ruben, let's talk to him, man. You living or you surviving?
I'm living.
Come on, man. I love it.
I'm living. Power of the tongue.
Come on, man. I love it.
Power of the tongue. You can't come on here and say you surviving.
Come on.
Have to speak. You have to speak, things into existence.
Absolutely.
But I'm definitely living though, 100%.
Respect. Explain.
I have a business for myself. I help people with business funding, help people get access to capital, started businesses at 0% interest.
Come on.
So when you have an opportunity like me where I'm putting business owners in position, you're living.
Come on, man.
Seeing people succeed.
I love it, bro. I love it. Come on. Welcome to the Integrity Response with your brother, CEO Khacki. Every individual sitting across from me doesn't believe in being typical, ordinary, or familiar. They're elite, meaning society's norms don't sit well with them. They believe in raising the bar for themselves, family, and for those they may never meet. From those in humble beginnings to those in the midst of greatness and legends who've paved the way. With a comedic edge, I will ask the questions that hold value, and I believe we'll gain insight to the real them. It's the Integrity Response. Ruben, let's take him back, man. Let's take him back. Before entrepreneurship, before helping consumers with credit repair and funding, at the age of 9, what did you want to be?
I wanted to go to NFL.
Come on now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real. So you grew up playing football?
Yeah, I grew up playing football. Football really just changed my life.
For sure.
Like before I started playing sports, I got stayed back in school. I got kept back because my grades weren't good, hanging around with the wrong crowd.
Gotcha.
And football kind of saved me.
Real.
Like it kept me out the streets, kept me focused. It taught me discipline. So earned a scholarship to play college football. So football really just changed my life.
For sure. That's what's up. What about siblings? Do you have any siblings?
I have a sister.
Gotcha. Older or younger?
Younger.
Gotcha. So you the big bro.
I am the big
Protective.
bro. Yes, sir.
Absolutely. That's real. So growing up in Boston, what was it like?
In Boston, it's quiet, man. It's quiet out there. I don't really like Boston too much just because of the fact I feel like I'm a big fish in a little tank.
You saying something.
Right? Like, it's not too many people around me that's doing what I'm doing.
Go ahead.
So I feel like, I'm the big dog out there, but at the same time that limits me because no one's really pushing me.
Gotcha.
So I like Boston because, that's where I grew up, but that's not where I want to be. Like,
real, bro.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people who actually, in a sense of, small town, big dreams, they actually migrate for bigger and better things.
Absolutely.
That's always been you?
Absolutely, same, yeah.
Real.
I'm moving to Miami April 1st. I'm getting up out of there.
That's what's up.
Getting up out of there.
Definitely, yes, sir. Why Miami?
Just the networking. There's a lot of people that are doing great things out there. There's a lot of money to be made in Miami. And every time I go, my business partners are all there.
For sure.
Every time I go, I meet somebody new, somebody that I need in my network. So
absolutely.
I could just imagine me living there. Imagine I go over there 3 days and I'm meeting people. Imagine if I, really live there. So
the network is the net worth.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's real, bro. Real. So what kind of kid were you growing up?
At first I was a knucklehead, man.
Gotcha. Okay.
I never really liked school. I didn't really pay attention much, to be honest.
Gotcha.
Sports just got me through, but I was always disciplined and I was always a hard worker.
I know you were disciplined for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. That's real. What position do you play in football?
I was a cornerback.
Come on now. So you had the speed. You ain't playing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's real.
Absolutely.
That is one of the most disciplined positions in football.
Absolutely. You got to make quick decisions within seconds.
Bro. Absolutely.
So you take that, you translate that into business.
Bar.
Taking off.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. What was your favorite subject in school?
Favorite subject, I like ELA.
You said what is it? ELA?
ELA.
ELA,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
gotcha,
yeah.
for sure. So what about language arts? What about it that you actually loved?
I just like structuring like essays together.
Real.
Like just letting my mind flow. So I really liked essays. English was my best subject. I would ace all my papers.
Come on.
Just being creative.
Real. Take your fans, take your supporters with you. All right, fill in the blank. In high school, I was known as a kid that...
In high school, I was known as a kid that stayed quiet and just always did his work.
Real.
Like it was a big transition. Like when I was in middle school, I was a knucklehead. I was hanging around with the wrong crowd. When I got to high school, I was straightened up. I was disciplined already. I started playing football in 6th grade. So from 6th grade moving forward, it was just football, homework. Just stayed out my way, man. Stayed out the way.
That's real, for sure. Where did you get that discipline from? Like, was it, mom, dad? Who did you get that from?
Yeah, so my dad is an entrepreneur.
Come on.
Right, so growing up, he would just drive me around after school, Him and his business partners would handle business,
Wow.
putting flyers up on walls at different like stores, meeting with business partners, just talking about, new ideas, ways to grow.
That's right.
And then my mom worked 3 jobs. So just seeing her hustle, I'm home. I don't see her till like 10 p.m.
Wow.
See her tired, wake up in the morning, do it again. No excuses. So it's just like seeing that, I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna be something big.
Destined for this. Do you feel like you had to grow up fast?
Absolutely.
Real.
Absolutely.
You feel like you're more mature than your counterparts, you guys are your age right now?
Yeah.
I know you are. Absolutely, bro.
I do joke around though. But when it's time to get serious, I get serious.
Real, bro. If you could go back and give your 18-year-old yourself any type of advice, what would you tell him?
I would honestly start looking into credit at an early age.
Wow.
Right? Because when I first started my business, I had 3 Airbnbs.
Go ahead.
And when I got those Airbnbs, right, I didn't really know much about funding.
Gotcha.
I went to the bank, I got myself approved for $5,000 and I used that, and I kind of used the $5,000 to leverage and get those Airbnbs. But if I would have knew about 0% interest funding a lot faster, and I knew I could, leverage relationships to get myself access to $50,000, $100,000 from the bank as a startup business at 0% interest, I would have done so. Wow. Because a lot of the times I was coming out of pocket once I ran out of credit,
Absolutely.
So,
man, we're gonna get into all that. Definitely. So let me ask you this: after high school, who are you? Was it college? Was you actually, the parents, groom you to go to college, or what was your transition after high school?
So after high school, like my senior year, I earned my first scholarship.
Come on.
Division II school. I already knew a couple kids that were out there. Gotcha. I knew some kids that were going. So I was like, okay, this is the only official offer I have right now. I'm taking it. So I went to school, and I ain't go to fuck around. Excuse my language.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to start because, like I said, I had those dreams of going to the NFL. So it was just grinding. Like I was out working the seniors. Like I was seeing what they was doing.
Go ahead.
All right, cool. I'm a double that. And I'm going to show you I'm doubling that.
Absolutely. So. Real, bro. Respect. Let me ask you this. Ruben, have you always known you was born to help others?
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, because even like just in school, like just putting people on was always like a part of me.
Real.
And I also started like a network marketing business.
Gotcha.
Right after college. And there we was just helping people, teaching them financial literacy. So like, it was just always in me, like from the beginning stages till like now, just I've always been in something where it requires me to help people. Like when I was starting in football, I was teaching the people under me, like, yo, you got to get ready. It's next man up. If I get hurt, something happens, you got to be ready. So naturally, I always just put people in position. And I always thought like, damn, why credit? It makes sense now.
Absolutely.
And now that I think about it.
When what exactly is credit repair and how does it work?
Absolutely. So credit repair is when we help people remove negative items off their credit report. So there's something called 5 points of compliance.
Gotcha.
If you have a collection on your credit report, in order for that collection to stay on your report, the company must prove that they have 5 points of compliance for that account. 99% of the times they don't.
Wow.
Right? So what we do is we find those inaccuracies on your credit report and we dispute them to get them removed.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this. What are some misconceptions, some common misconceptions that people have about credit repair?
A lot of people think that, once your credit is ruined, it's ruined.
Done for.
Right? It's done for. And they don't know that, we have different ways to dispute accounts off your credit report. Late payments, charge-offs, repossessions, collections, inquiries, all these different accounts, they can be removed if you have the right person working on your files.
Your discipline.
Absolutely.
The credit profile shows how disciplined a person is. And a lot of people don't know until it's too late. It could be that one inquiry. It could be that 5 inquiries. It could be the one late missed payment, whatever it is. How do you help the average consumer, especially in our culture, that just naive, just blind to what's going on?
So I always recommend people to, one, turn on auto pay.
Gotcha.
Right?
Go ahead, bro. Let me just drop a bomb on that. Bro, a lot of people don't even understand.
Absolutely.
My mom, my dad has always taught me, don't matter what you do, keep that on auto pay. It don't matter if you got to pay, keep it on auto pay because that ensures nothing will be late.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, bro.
And auto pay is a big thing, but I also make sure they write down when that statement due date is.
Gotcha.
Because what will happen is, right, you have all these accounts on auto pay. Let's say you have $500 in your bank account. Let's say you owe $600 in credit debt, right? If you go to pay off the $600 and you only have 500 in your account, what they do is they're gonna reverse that payment.
Oh wow.
Right. So you don't want the missed payment.
Absolutely.
You have auto pay, but since you didn't have the money in your account, now you had that late payment. You didn't notice because you think your account is on auto pay.
Absolutely.
So write down those due dates and make sure you're checking in still, regardless.
Discipline. You think it's a part of, like just when, because you're a young man, you actually, the discipline early on, just for the young man watching, the young lady watching, how important is that in their journey, like from the 18 up, how important is that?
Discipline is one of the pillars of success.
Go ahead.
I don't know someone that is successful that doesn't have discipline unless they were inherited money.
Wow.
Like if you're looking to create wealth for yourself and you don't have discipline, it's never gonna work.
Wow.
You have to be
It's
sharp.
real,
You have to
bro.
be super sharp, like a thumbtack. You got to be on point.
How long does credit repair typically take for the average consumer?
So I like to tell people anywhere from 2 to 7 months. Sometimes
Gotcha.
it can take a little longer. It all depends on the accounts that you have on your credit report that need to be removed.
Gotcha. And what you provide, how does someone handle accounts in collections? Like, how can you help them with that? Because collections are, like it can tear somebody from getting a mortgage, from a car. Like, how do you help them regarding that?
Absolutely. So step one is first identifying the negative accounts on someone's credit report.
Gotcha.
So I get them access to their credit report. I show them, okay, cool. You have, this Chase account in collection. You have this, credit card that's also in collections. You have these late payments here. I show them first what they need.
Gotcha.
And what they need removed off the report. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send out dispute letters.
Okay.
So a dispute letter is pretty much me challenging these negative items off your credit report.
For sure.
Every 30 days, the credit bureaus update. So they'll show you, okay, cool. For this month, Jessica's late payment came off her report,
Gotcha.
but her collection is still there. So what I do is I form an update for my clients. I show them, okay, cool, Jessica, this month we removed 3 late payments.
Wow.
This collection is still here, but we're going to send out a new round,
Gotcha.
a new letter, and we're going to move on to month number 2. And in the next 30 days, we'll be able to get you more results.
Dope.
So it's like a process that you're pretty much
Absolutely.
a patient process that you're putting through.
I was going to ask for those who think it's literally, pay to play. Like, literally, I need this off in 30 days. You let them know it's not like that.
It doesn't work like that.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Think about how long someone's messing up their credit report for, or the credit file for. You had this collection on your report for 3 years. You had these late payments that have been there for 4 years. You can't expect me to. You've ruined it for the last 4 or 5 years.
Go ahead.
I can't remove everything in a month.
Absolutely.
Right?
For the even the 30 to 40, 40 to 50, looking to become a homeowner, that has bad credit, the 5 to the 650,
Yep.
that knowing that it's needed at least a 675 and up.
Absolutely.
With a debt to income ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. Is it true that sometimes paying off collections can sometimes lower their credit score?
So it won't lower it, but sometimes paying off a collection, it can help.
Gotcha.
Like there's certain accounts when you pay them in full, it will get removed off your report.
For sure.
But not all banks and lenders are like that.
Gotcha.
Right? So sometimes you can pay a collection, you're gonna have what's called a paid collection on your credit report.
Gotcha.
So you can owe 1,000, you pay the 1,000, it's gonna show the balance now at 0.
Right.
But it's still listed as a collection on the
on the
report.
Gotcha.
And that's when you should have to hire somebody.
Real. And that's where you come in.
Absolutely.
Respect. It's real.
Yes, sir.
For sure. What are the best strategies for paying down debt while improving the credit? What are the best strategies?
So when it comes to paying off debt, what you want to look at interest rates.
Go ahead.
You want to see the accounts that are growing the fastest every single month, right? Most people target the accounts with the biggest balances. That's not how you want to do it. You save money paying the accounts with the highest interest rates first because those are the accounts that are growing the fastest.
Wow.
You eliminate those and you go down the line from the highest interest rate to the lowest. It doesn't matter if I owe $10,000. If my interest rate is 5% and I owe 200 here and my interest rate here is 25%, I'm gonna knock that out first because I'm gonna save money that way.
Gotcha. That's real. So how would you describe your in totality, how you can help the average consumer, change their scope, their life, and let me ask you this too, man, I imagine you're in the 800 club, how does it, do you feel free?
I feel like I can tell you this, I can get up any day and I can do whatever I want.
Integrity.
I don't gotta think about nothing. Like I could be right here in Atlanta, I could go book a flight, I'll be in Dubai tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean?
Bro.
Yep. And that's just strictly leveraging credit. Like I have so much points on my Amex account where I can go book that flight and that hotel for free.
Do you feel like the average American average person is just not knowledgeable in knowing what they can do?
Absolutely, and I don't blame them. I feel like it's something that's not taught in school.
Let me make sure I say it right. Like, how do you, because you're free, a lot of people are bound. A lot of people don't even understand credit, don't understand how to leverage business credit, anything.
Mm-hmm.
You teach funding as well.
Absolutely.
So explain this funding as well, how you can help, once the credit is right,
Yep.
how you can help leverage and how you can help build business funding, personal funding, how you can do that.
Absolutely. So with funding, the good thing about it is I specialize in helping startup businesses see success.
Come on.
So when you think about a startup business, they don't have proof of income yet.
Yes.
They don't have bank statements, tax returns, right? They don't have much capital. They're just starting their business.
Absolutely.
They have their back against the wall, right? They need somebody to lend a hand and teach them the ropes. That's where I come in, right? I help them get access to capital. So with banks, I've developed relationships with different banks like Chase, Citizens, US Bank, Key Bank. And with these banks, they all offer 0% interest funding, right? Wow. So you can go and you can get a credit card at 0% interest, right? Now with my relationships, you can go to the bank today. Let's say you go apply for a Chase card. You might get approved for $5,000.
Right.
You might get approved for $6,000 because you lack the relationships.
Absolutely.
If you have the banking relationships at the bank and you work with the underwriters, the people that are making those decisions in real time, right? And you develop a relationship with them, you can tell them, hey, listen, I want to submit this application for $50,000. I want to submit this application for $100,000, right? And then now because you have that underwriting and you have that banker, that rep that's backing you on the application, the chances of you getting approved for those amounts are a lot higher.
Wow. Gotcha, bro. So take us through that as far as your process,
Yep.
And I'm not sure if you want to speak on a camera, but how does someone first get in contact with you for this, and how does something like this, how much does it cost for the average consumer?
So the good thing about funding, we don't charge anything until you get paid.
Okay.
So I want you to think about commission, right? I provide you with a service. After the service is provided, that's when I get paid.
Gotcha.
So I get you access to funding. Let's say you're looking for $200,000. I'd get you the $200,000 using my relationships. I don't ask for proof of income. I don't ask for any documents. As long as you have your LLC and it's structured the right way,
absolutely,
I can go get you funded. And once approved, I charge a 10% fee on the back end. We have a contract. I make sure everything is contractual and everything like that.
LLC, for those who don't know what an LLC is, can you explain?
Absolutely. So an LLC is pretty much what you create when you're looking to start a business. You're looking to get go official. You get access to business banking accounts, you get access to a business checking account, and then you can go to the bank, you can get access to business credit cards, and it also protects you from getting sued and getting your personal assets taken away from you if it comes to business.
What's the difference between personal credit and business credit?
So when it comes to personal credit, your utilization affects you a lot, your debt to income ratio.
Gotcha.
When it comes to business, lenders kind of know that you're utilizing this money now to go and build your business. So let's say I get you approved for $75,000 at 0% interest for the next 12 to 18 months. If you use the entire $75,000 to start the podcast, there's no penalty. Your scores aren't going to dip because you're utilizing the entire amount.
Wow.
Right? So when it comes to funding, people ask me, Ru, why don't you do personal funding? I know that if I'm working with startup businesses and that's my niche, if I get them $35,000, they're gonna need the $35,000 to grow their business. If they use the entire $35,000 on their personal, it's gonna hurt their credit.
Gotcha.
Right? So I move everything to the business
side.
So I repair their credit and then I get them access to funding. Now, when it comes to the LLC, I know we spoke on that. That has to be structured the right way.
Correct.
Right? So there's something called the high risk business.
Gotcha.
So let's say my company is GBR. Let's say I do credit repair.
Right.
I'm not gonna name my company GBR Credit. I'm gonna name it GBR Consulting.
Absolutely.
Right? GBR Enterprise,
Absolutely.
GBR Worldwide. So that way when the banks are pulling my reports, they can't really tell what I specialize in. They can't really tell what I do. When it comes to my business purpose, when you're going out and you're applying for these lines of credit, they're gonna ask you, what's the purpose of your business, right?
Absolutely.
As a consulting business, I consult with consumers.
Correct.
I help businesses grow through my consulting services. So I'm not going to say that I offer funding.
Right.
I'm not going to say that I offer credit repair services.
Absolutely.
I'm going to speak on my consulting business.
That's dope.
Yep.
Dope, definitely, man. So what do you think the biggest, why everyone isn't knowledgeable about this? What do you think it is?
A lot of the times, a lot of people don't invest into themselves, into their education. And I honestly feel like sometimes people are just too busy to get into different things. Like, think about someone that's working 2 jobs. Like I said, my mom was working 3 jobs growing up.
Absolutely.
She'll get back home at 10 p.m. She didn't have the time to sit down and learn about credit and learn about different things like that. So now, we offer mentorship. Mentorship helps cut that learning curve.
Respect.
Instead of you having to go and apply for these credit cards and get denied and get approved for $1,000, $2,000, with our mentorship, we teach you how you can go get $50,000 without having to go through those denials at first or those hiccups throughout the process.
Absolutely.
Right? So it cuts that learning curve for you.
The average person, uses their taxes to start up their business, things like that, don't even understand business credit.
Absolutely.
Don't understand, the working capital, anything. What you're what you're telling the consumer is like, we can help you as a, leverage to help you get this funding. How can they get in contact with you? Just a couple of sources, and I'm gonna make sure we have this in the listing at the bottom of this interview as well. But how can they get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So on all socials at Get Busy Ru.
Come on.
You can find me there: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and then you can also contact my assistant. We have a business line at 978-390-6893. So.
For sure. So this consultation, is it a free consultation when they first inquire?
Absolutely.
Dope.
So it's a free consultation. I've never charged anybody for a consultation, right? My job is to help your business grow. So we're going to get on there. Me and my team are going to give you a free consultation. We're going to teach you how to structure your credit report. And that's something that's not talked about a lot as well.
Absolutely.
You have to structure your credit report a certain way. There's something called data points, right? When you go to these banks, they're looking for, you have to meet this criteria when it comes to data points in order to be considered approved for any application.
Gotcha.
Right? So when it comes to these data points, a lot of people don't know when it comes to your personal report, you need to have 7 to 10 primaries on your credit report.
Okay, for sure.
Yep. By primaries, I mean an account that the primary cardholder opened up themselves.
Okay.
Right? So those can be credit cards, and then those can be also credit builders. So with credit builders, I send my clients to Kickoff.
Yes.
I send them over to Self-Lender, Credit Strong, and then a lot of people don't know about rent reporters.
Gotcha.
If you pay rent.
Yes.
Yep.
This was big. Like,
it was.
It was big at one time.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's dope. And a lot of people don't even know about that. Go ahead.
So with rent reporters, you can actually backdate your credit history, right? So in order to even get considered for funding, you can't have 1 year of credit, right? You have to have credit for over 4 or 5 years of consistent history. So with rent reporters, let's say you've been living in the same apartment for the last 4 years. What you can do is you can backdate that data to show, let's say you had no history at all, right? You open up a rent reporter's account, you can prove that you've been paying rent for the last 4 years. They'll get in contact with your landlord, they'll get in contact with your payment portal, and once they get access to that and they see how long the payments have been going through,
on time.
It's
just, go ahead.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But that starts the actual history.
Absolutely.
About 30 seconds of your time. I really appreciate your support. With every interview, my aim is to bring integrity and fun back to the culture, and I can't do it without you. If you're enjoying this episode, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. I appreciate you. Back to the interview. It's a lot of people, man, like in our culture, man, who, they're down and out. Like they don't think there's no way they could come back from it.
Absolutely.
They think it takes the 7 to 8 years, but you, in a sense, like you're saying, hey, this 2 to 7 months, or even 24 months, which is still amazing to me. Fast
to get 100,000.
Come on, bro. Like, that's the part where, a lot of people, they're going to watch this and they're still going to have that doubt.
Absolutely.
How can you ensure, like, hey, I'm telling you, how can you ensure that for them?
Honestly, with my business and my brand, I've already built the proof.
Come on.
I built the proof. Like, if you go through my work, you'll see the amount of people I've been able to help see success. And the good thing about funding, like, let's say you don't need credit repair and you're ready to just get your business funded.
Right.
6 months is all I need.
Wow.
6 months is all I need. Within 6 months, I'll send you over to credit unions, right? And a lot of people don't speak about credit unions enough. They're nonprofit organizations.
Come on, bro. Absolutely.
Nonprofit organizations that are put in your community to help build the community.
I'm with Navy Federal. So
Navy Federal.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Navy Federal, you have DCU, you have Metro Credit. With these different banks, not only are they going to give you the highest limits starting off, they also give you the best interest rates.
They do.
Right?
Absolutely.
So my clients will go, they'll get 3 credit cards from, credit unions. funds. They'll get a credit card with Chase, a Chase Freedom Flex or something like that, Capital One. I'll set them up with 3+ credit cards, and then we'll go get them credit builders, those accounts that I spoke about. Once they have those accounts, I make sure the utilizations are under
credit, absolutely
under 30% per card.
There you go. And some people can get the ball rolling and then fumble it because they're not used to that type of income, that type of capital. How do you is that part of your program, like telling them, like in a sense of like, hey, we're trying to build, let's not destroy?
Absolutely. So I give you a whole mapped out plan.
That's dope.
Mapped out plan. On this card, you don't want to spend more than this. If you spend more than this by this date, you have to make this payment to lower it here, because when the bank does its pull, they're going to be able to see that utilization. If you want to get approved for the funding,
absolutely,
you have to follow these rules. And it's a 6-month commitment. So you think about it, you don't have to stay far away from using those cards for that long. 6 months and we're good. You can use your cards right after that. Just stay patient through the process.
6 months, that could take, that could change the scope of a decade, 2, 3, 4, 5 decades. Absolutely. Real. What do you, let me make sure I say it right. How do you, for those who don't, because I know people are going to watch this, and a lot of people aren't disciplined enough to even have that type of capital. A lot of people aren't disciplined, in the 6 months, what is something price-wise, and do you have payment options or anything like that? Because a lot of people will look at a net pay and be like, man, I can't afford that, and not even understand what are you charging, and how, is that based upon the one-on-one consultation, or how does that work?
So the good thing about funding, I don't charge until you're approved.
Gotcha.
Right? So I don't get paid until you get paid. Once you receive access to your products, that's when I'll receive a commission fee.
Absolutely.
So I don't charge anything up front. Like I said, my goal isn't really to take people's money, right? My goal is to set them up for success, because when they see success, I see more success.
Respect.
You think about all the people that I've been able to get funded. I get them access to funding. They market the business for me.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I don't even post my results like that, unless I'm doing a video with like a client or something like that. My clients are posting my results.
Absolutely.
They're bringing me the clientele. So I'm getting someone funded. Yup, I'm getting someone funded, and then they're bringing me 5 other business owners that need the same exact thing. So I'm gonna make my money on the back end.
Respect.
But my job is to help you grow, because the more I help you grow, the more I make.
It's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of, recording artists, a lot of, just creatives that come on this show that are looking for that, this is going to be really dope to have them see what's going on, what you can help them with. Credit, I'm just saying, I got a 485. I'm afraid of the system. Everything is cash. I make $100, I spend 120. In layman's terms, who are you to me?
So I'm the guy that can really just change the situation, and I can dumb everything down for you, and I can hold your hand and walk you through the entire process. Nothing is super complicated. I make sure you understand everything. We hop on Zoom calls. I make sure I record the Zoom calls, send you the recordings in case you need to play it back and you didn't really understand. I'm available to take your calls. My team is available to take your calls. We make sure that with those accounts that you have that are negative on your report, we remove them. We know different tactics to increase your credit, and then when the time is right, we move forward and get you funding. So I walk you from point A to point Z.
For those who are afraid of credit, what do you say to them? I say
you're missing out on a lot of money.
Wow,
you're overspending. You're overspending, right? Because it just makes the most sense. Think about OPM. I know a lot of business owners, matter of fact, where they like, oh no, I don't have credit. I just been paying everything at cash.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely.
So think about it. People are emotionally attached to their money. If I have $50,000 in my pocket, that's all I have. If I start this podcast with $40,000 and I only have $10,000 left in my pocket,
absolutely,
I'm not gonna think clear anymore. I'm gonna make decisions based off of emotions because I'm so tied to my money.
It's tight, absolutely.
So if I go to the bank and I say, keep the $50,000 in your pocket, I'm gonna get you $50,000 from the bank, right? You're gonna make smoother decisions now. You'll be able to really think, because you're not worrying about the $10,000 you have left in your pocket. I still got my $50,000. I'm not liable. If something goes wrong, I'm good. Let's make the right moves.
Real.
Let's think smart. Let's think wise, and long term.
Real. 0% interest rate. Like even 5, even 10. And this in 2025 is still amazing. And for those who don't understand credit, and actually interest rates,
even on the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,000, whatever it is, to offer 0% interest rate is amazing. You know, like, and you have to have the credit score to do so.
Absolutely.
And this program, you know, and what's the name of this official program?
GBR funding.
Come on, for sure. GBR funding.
GBR funding. I get you 150,000, 0% interest. You're only required to pay back 1% of what you're using every single month, right?
Wow.
I get you 100,000. I get you 100,000. Let's say you max out the entire 100,000 every single month. You're only required to pay back $1,000 out of whatever you're utilizing, right? I get you $50,000 every month. You max it out. You're only required to pay back $500 a month, right? So not only do we get you access to the capital, we make it profitable for you, right? Startup businesses don't have that revenue coming in every single month. So if I get you a traditional loan where you're required to pay anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 every single month, I know it's not responsible. So I focus on responsible funding. Now I also have a solution, right, for businesses that are looking over $250,000 and they've been in business for a long time. We do private lending.
Gotcha.
Right, so I have a list of 10 lenders where we'll be able to get you up to $5 million deposited in your bank account within 48 hours. Within 48 hours, right? And you'll have a bigger interest rate, but assuming you've been in business for a long time, that's fine because your business is already cash flowing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Wow. And where did you know, just from where did you learn everything when did you take it upon yourself to say, I need to learn this, which is going on in the world above everybody's head? When did you decide I need to learn this?
So I actually was in a network marketing company in 2020 to
during the pandemic.
During the pandemic. That's when, you know, what they said.
The year of the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. Yeah. Absolutely.
They said either during the pandemic you was miserable or you was running it up.
Bar, bro.
Integrity.
Go ahead.
And there was a lot of people running it up that I was around. So I just seen people, you know, just engaging in business, teaching others financial literacy.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much the network marketing company I was in. So I joined, and from there, I just, you know, we was traveling a lot. We was booking a lot of flights, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let me think how I can do this smarter because I'm spending a lot.
Absolutely.
Credit cards. You earn reward points for doing those things, and you're not spending your own money, OPM, other people's money. So taking flights, booking these hotels, using these reward points, that's when I really just started to learn about credit. And I was like, all right, cool. Like I could do something with this.
When it's all said and done, Ruben, what would you want for your legacy to be?
Generational wealth.
Respect.
I want to make sure that nobody in my family, when it's all said and done, has to work again.
Wow.
Like everybody's straight. Like even if they are doing something, it's something within my space where they can also pass on and help people get access to funding, because it's the best job, right? You're getting paid to help people see success. Absolutely. Right? People are coming to you with their stories. Like that's probably like that's what I do it for. Yeah, like, yo, before this, bro, you know, I was really struggling. I always had dreams of having a business and I didn't know where to start. I didn't have access to money, bro. And you just really changed my life. When people tell me things like that, it's like, damn. Like,
rewarding.
Yeah.
You know that you're out here doing the work.
Absolutely.
Helping others.
Absolutely.
That's dope, brother. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Happiness or your legacy? Which one means most to you?
I think happiness.
Respect.
I think happiness.
Respect.
Yeah. As long as I'm happy, I'm good.
Respect.
Like even still to this day, like I make sure I'm happy. Like, yeah, we're getting money. You know, we're doing these things, we're traveling a lot, but for the most part, I just want to be happy.
Real.
Yeah.
You mentioned before, you know, earlier in the interview that you were free. Just for those who, you know, I spoke to you about being bound up to the neck, you know, in credit card debt, collections, you know, is there a way out? You know, like some people don't even see it. They're like, nah, you know, like the 9 to 5 is their master. You know, like, do what you're providing, showing people that there's a way out if you just have a plan.
Absolutely.
And this plan don't come overnight, you know, don't come in 30 days. It takes time. The same time you took to go into debt, don't expect to get out of it in a month.
Absolutely.
But just from your lens, from your POV, you know, like, because there's a lot of people that's going to be watching this, like, man, like, you know, like this young man has got it together. He understands it. How did he do this? What do you have, you know, like that just humble thought process to them? What do you have for them? Like,
I think we're all human.
Come on.
That's how I see it. Like if you can do something and I see you do it firsthand, I could do it too. Right? If there's a way in, there's a way out. So, you know, when I see people that are in credit card debt, I know people in the same situations. I've had clients in the same situations. We've been able to get them out, right? I know people that they've been in some tough situations. They've been able to get themselves out. It's all about belief at the end of the day, and yeah, just being dedicated to what you really want. Like if you're, I'm a big believer in what you focus on grows. Like if I'm telling myself, you know, I'm in credit card debt, I constantly want to get out. As I continue to think about those things, I'm gonna attract some type of information to my mind. Like I'm thinking about, okay, I want to get out of credit card debt. You might see an ad on Instagram. You might see something scrolling through social media where you can get out of credit card debt, and before you know it, now you're taking action on getting out of that debt. Right? So what you focus on grows. If I'm focused on getting out of debt, and that's what I'm constantly thinking of, the universe it has like a weird way of just attracting those things to you.
It does. There's a lot of people in the world who are, you know, between rent and a mortgage, don't have the credit score to get that mortgage. You know, like some people have, you know, different takes on rent, but we know, we know a house is a piggy bank. You know, it's a lot of people I know that are struggling to get, you know, to that mortgage. They're throwing away money on rent. And what you're providing as far as, you know, like getting things correct on your credit report, which is so important.
Absolutely.
You know, these 3 bureaus, man, people don't even understand. Like, this is something that changes your life. You know, and you're a young man. I know people in their, you know, mid-30s,
absolutely,
early 40s, early 50s, who are still trying to get it together. But what you offer is a solution that changes the scope.
Absolutely.
And that's real, bro. I respect that, man. So, you know, you know, we're going to make sure we have the phone number listed at the bottom too. Okay. We already have we're going to have the Instagram page listed at the bottom. Any website as well that we want to make sure we cover too?
Yeah, gbrfunding.com.
Gotcha. For sure. Yeah. For sure.
And I know you were talking about like the home buying process. My last client was actually a first-time home buyer.
Come on, bro.
So they were looking to make a purchase on their home, right? And they came to me like, you know, what should I do? And I was like, you can spend your money if you want. You could put the down payment as $25,000. I can go to Citizens Bank. I could get you $25,000, 0% interest. Teach you how to liquidate it. You can use that. And as their goal was to get tenants in the home.
Okay, gotcha.
And I was like, you can do so. They already had tenants ready to go that were looking for a home. I said, okay, you can do so. What you can do is I can get them funded for $25,000. You could use that, make the down payment on the home, and when you get those tenants in there, their monthly payments can go to paying off that $25,000.
Absolutely.
So think about it like this: once that's paid off, you put nothing down to get that. You can spend
smart, on bro. Smart. I'm looking in the camera. I hope y'all picking up what he's putting down. This is credit rules the world. It's a fact. It is a fact. Dave Ramsey may have another way of viewing it, but credit rules the world. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Bro, what is that, you know, outside of everything, you know, outside of credit, outside of, you know, what is that one thing, you know, outside of funding, the fans, the supporters will be interested to know that you partake in? What's that one thing outside of it all that you do?
I'm athletic. I like going to the gym. Clear my mind. Recently I just started playing something called pickleball.
Gotcha. I've heard of this. Okay, what is this? What is this, bro?
It's like human ping pong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's real
really?
Cool. Yeah.
That's dope.
It's like human ping pong. You have like a pad, and it's almost like tennis, but it's like with a ping pong ball.
Gotcha.
So it's like a little bigger, it bounces, and it's mad fun.
That's dope.
So I just be doing stuff.
Is it 1-on-1 or is it?
Yeah, 1-on-1.
That's dope. Yeah. That's dope for sure, bro. For sure.
Yeah, I used to play games like a few years ago, but like that don't excite me no more. Honestly, for the most part though, I'm a workaholic. Like I'm constantly working, helping people out, talking to people, seeing how I could grow the business. It's just like a habit that I have. I gotta, if I don't work, I almost feel like, not depressed, but I feel like something's not right.
I love it.
Something's not right.
Absolutely. Man. What do you think is gonna be the biggest change between Boston and Florida when you get down there? What's gonna be the biggest change in you? What do you think it's gonna be?
Just being around the fire, man.
Come on.
Just being around the fire. Like I said, in Boston, I'm almost like by myself. Like I don't know many people in the credit space. I don't know many people in the funding space. In Miami, I know a whole lot. All my business partners are in Miami right now. So I'm looking to just go out there and just get around the fire, get around the big dogs. I'm trying to be the little fish in the big tank.
Respect. versus the big fish in a little tank.
Absolutely. I'm trying to put myself in position where I'm constantly motivated and I have no choice but to grow. Wow. Like when I'm around people that are making more than me, they know more than me, I'm forced to be a student. I'm quiet, I'm learning, I'm taking notes because I'm the brokest in the room and I'm also one of the dumbest in the room.
I love
right?
it.
So I'm forced to grow. So I like putting myself in environments like that. That's why I'm out here in Atlanta. I'm at a networking event for the last 2 days, just taking notes, being a student.
Real.
Yeah.
That's real. Bro, I love that. I love that you said that, bro. Like not the dumbest in the room and, the smallest in the room.
Yeah.
That means you're in the right room. Because a lot of people ain't even allowed to be in that room.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That's real, bro. And
I say you learning, you're making the least but learning the most.
Wow.
Right? When I go to rooms like that, I'm making the least but I'm always learning the most. So
what do you contribute your ambition to?
Like where do I get it from?
Yes.
Honestly, like I said, sports. And one thing I'll say about athletes, for my athletes that's watching this, as an athlete, with the skill sets that you learn playing sports, within the lessons that you learn, the hardships that you go through, the camaraderie, the chemistry that you build with your team, I feel like athletes have the best, they're the most likely to go out there and succeed in anything that they do.
Go ahead.
Right? Because they pretty much just translate what they've learned and their work ethic into everything that they do. Like the transition to business from football wasn't hard at all.
Real.
The same exact, like the way I thought, the way I moved, I literally just translated it into the business world and I took off. Like even when I started credit repair 4 years ago, like it was not hard for me to really just make my first 6 figures.
Wow.
Right? So last few years I've been on track. I've been making 6 figures every single year.
Every year.
This year I'm on track to make my first 7 figures.
Come on,
bro.
So. Come on, man. I love it.
Integrity.
Yes, sir. How does that feel, man, to be a young, thriving man, on his way to 7 figures, and the buck don't stop there. As soon as it's gonna be 8, as soon as it's gonna be 9. How does that feel?
It feels good. It feels good. One thing I have to get better at is just being in the moment, cause like things like that, they go over my head. Like I know I'm having the best year of my life. I know I'm making the most I've ever made, but it's like I'm still not comfortable. Like it's a good thing, but I never really enjoy it, which is the bad part. I have to be able to sit down it's something I'm working on. I have to be able to sit down and like actually like look at my accomplishments.
Is that a good or bad thing?
It's a bad thing as of right now. I feel like I gotta work on it because I'm doing things I should be happy about. But like knowing me and just the way I was brought up and like sports and everything, I'm not happy about nothing. Like it's just more work to do.
Are you hard on yourself?
Yeah, super hard on myself. I'm like constantly thinking about things. I'm in my mind all the time. So I'm super hard on myself. But I also say that that's the reason that I've made it this far.
I've interviewed 165 people. Not even joking. 2 people have come in here and said, what does all this cost? You're one of them. You think different. I know you're different. Your mind is completely different from the average. You see things, you see the world as a canvas that's gonna take you far. And what you're trying to do is bring everybody on board
with me,
with that thought process. That is special, brother. Special, man.
Thank you.
Special, bro. Ruben, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself with multiple million.
Come on, bro.
Like multiple.
Respect.
I'm not talking about 1, I'm not talking about 2. I see like multiple M's in my account in a few years. And that's just the way I think. Like every time I've told myself I'm gonna do something, like one way or another, I find a way to do it.
Respect.
Always. So
real.
Sure.
Respect. Ruben, when it's all said and done, country, city, suburb, where do you see yourself retiring?
I want to be somewhere low key, somewhere low key, out the way.
Out the way. It's real, bro.
Like I'm not trying to be in the spotlight forever.
Real.
I'm trying to run it up, help as many people as I can, pass the business on to someone that can run it for me, and I'm just trying to be out the way, like just really enjoy life. Because right now we're not really enjoying much. Like I'm traveling, I'm doing these things, but it's for business. Trying to get out the way and just really like just travel and see the world in a few years. So, yeah.
Is there any vacation spot that you haven't been to that you're destined to go to?
Yeah, I'm trying to I gotta go to Bali.
Come on now.
I gotta go to Bali. I want to go to Japan.
Come on.
I want to go to Japan. I gotta go to Italy.
Come on, bro.
I'm trying to be like on one of those little boats, sipping like some wine.
Absolutely, right in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Yes, sir.
And I'm trying to go to Dubai. I haven't gone to Dubai.
That's
I've been
dope.
fiending to go to Dubai.
Come on, bro. Yeah. That's where the money at. Yeah. Absolutely,
That's
bro.
What I'm trying to get. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's real. So Ruben, as tradition on the Integrity Response, if you can reach into that bowl, grab one fortune cookie, open it, and read it to your supporters and your fans. And just like that, brother, we out of here.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Hold
yes,
on.
Sir. Respect.
I don't want one of the ones at the
top. Right. I love everybody goes to the bottom. I love it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real.
I don't want to make a mess either.
No, you good, brother. Good.
There.
Yeah, you can crack it on the table. You good?
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, this is a message to all viewers. Patience is the key to a loving soul.
Real, bro. Real,
like
bro.
That.
I love it. I love
that.
it. Respect. I love it. Patience is the key to a loving soul. And just even with patience, everything. The credit repair, just patience. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like patience. It'll be fine. Look how long it took you to get into it.
Wait your turn.
Patience.
Wait your turn. I always tell people, man, focus on yourself. Never like run your own race. Run your own race. Don't worry about what the person to the left of you is doing, what the person to the right of you is doing. Focus on yourself. Focus on your own path. So definitely have to be patient throughout your process.
Real. Patience is the key to a loving soul. Ruben let us know twice in this interview that he's free. Just a loving soul. I'm free. You know, patience. Patience brought me here. That's real, brother. Respect, man. The fans, the supporters, the viewers are going to be interested to know everything you have to offer, including myself. Everybody that's actually going to be on, I'm going to be letting them know. There's so many entrepreneurs that grace the stage that trying to figure out that next step and just don't know where to go. Ruben is your man, for sure. Ruben is your man, brother. I appreciate you being here, brother.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Yes, sir, bro. I appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is there anything you want to let them know in your first quarter, second quarter, 2025 that you have coming up in the works?
Yeah, so right now I'm working on something called Credit Genius.
Come on.
So Credit Genius is going to be a way to help people create another stream of income.
Wow.
Right? So when you think about someone's schedule, usually they have a business, they're working a job, they're super busy. Right now with Credit Genius, you get access to an automated credit repair company and an automated funding company done for you.
Wow.
That comes with employees that do the work for you. So let's say you're looking to make some more money, but you don't have the free time. I know a lot of people in that situation.
Absolutely.
Right? With Credit Genius, you're able to come in, you pay a fee, you come in, you get access to 4 employees that's going to repair your client's credit for you that I've already trained. Right? So you get someone started on a package. Let's say you're charging $650. You charge $650, you collect your money, you submit the client's information into the portal. My employees will start working on it. As soon as you click submit, your clients will get credit repair results every single month. The process is completely automated, so you don't have to focus on anything like that. We'll handle client communication for you. You just gotta get your client started to make your money.
That's dope. That's dope. That is dope. And we can look at this. This is gonna be, this is before August, before September. When is this around this time? This is gonna be coming.
Just came out.
Already came out.
Just came out. I made sure before I got on the podcast we had it for you.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Dope, brother. Dope.
Yeah.
Bro, I admire what you're doing, bro. What you're doing is different. It's needed. A lot of people just don't know. A lot of people are very naive to what's out there. And this is so important, bro. And I got to have you back on the show too, bro. Like, keep us updated. We got to keep doing this. Keep encouraging the culture. It's major, bro.
Thank you.
You already know it, bro. Ruben, 2025, the Integrity Response. Appreciate you, brother. We signing out. Salute.